Hey everybody, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Vickie.
And we're the Drama Mamas.
Yes, we are.
And it's a very special episode because we have a guest, another drama mama.
Our friend Sonia.
Hey guys.
Hi!
Yay!
Let's talk about our guest.
Yes, Sonia.
Sonia. So, Sonia, how do you know the Drama Mamas?
Well, you guys are my besties. How do I not know you guys?
I mean, you don't know us intimately.
No.
Biblically, in the biblical sense.
I mean, we're close friends. We've been friends for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We hang out.
We hang
on
out
the regular
when we can.
We eat food.
When I'm not working and they're not working and doing yoga and all that cool stuff.
We eat food together sometimes.
Thai food.
Yeah.
We have a group chat.
Yeah.
So what kind of movies do you like?
I'm easily done by a romance, like chick flicks, romance. Very easy for me to just sit down, turn off and watch and not put any thought into it. So, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. Some of my favorites.
It's good Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Of, like, movies that would be considered cult classics, what do you think would be your favorite? Because that's what we're doing right now. We're doing cult classics.
Princess Bride, which you guys have already done.
Very good.
Yes.
Yes, I loved that. And I didn't get to see that till I was older, much older.
I didn't see it until right before we did the
So,
podcast for it.
yeah. Let's see, what else?
So I didn't see it until now, pretty much.
So this week we are tackling Labyrinth. We bow to the Goblin King.
Yeah, we do.
I just realized that my phone was not on silent.
Oh, yeah. Please silence your cell phones. Viewer discretion is advised. And now your feature presentation. Some background. Labyrinth is a 1986 British-American adventure musical dark fantasy film. Again, Wikipedia does not disappoint with the genre.
Yeah, they're intense.
So it's directed by Jim Henson, executive produced by George Lucas, and based upon conceptual designs by Brian Froud, whose baby, I think, is Toby.
Yes.
Yes.
Toby
So,
Froud.
yes. That's a weird...
Who now does puppeteering stuff.
Oh, did you do some Googling?
A little bit.
This was a bit last minute. So the
It
research, it might be spotty. I did my best. The film started as a collaboration between Henson and Froud, with ideas for the film being discussed between them following a screening of their previous collaboration, The Dark Crystal.
I enjoyed that movie as a child.
Terry Jones, I did look up Terry Jones. He's credited as the screenwriter, so I did a little research on him. He has 51 IMDb writing credits. Before this, he had a lot of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which I think we plan to do. Monty Python's Flying Circus, Life of Brian. And since he's done a lot of TV documentaries. That's what I picked up on his IMDb.
Okay.
Jim Henson has 31 directing credits.
I thought it would be more than that.
I did too.
Well, he has a lot of like acting credits for puppeteering,
Okay.
but this was just directing. And I think this was his last film. I read that somewhere. 1986 Labyrinth, a crystal-like fantasy that Henson directed by himself, was considered in part due to its cost a commercial disappointment. So it lost money. And he was pretty bummed about it. His son, Brian Henson, remembered the time of its release being the closest I've seen to him to turning on himself and getting quite depressed. But it later became a cult classic.
Right.
I watched it when I was a kid a lot. I had not watched it since I was a kid until we watched it just now. And I did not remember a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
David Bowie stars in it. He has 621 soundtrack credits on IMDb. 621.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
69 acting credits, but it looks like a lot of them were from music videos. 69, yeah. Before he had lots of music videos, he had a few actual acting roles, none of which I was familiar with. And since he was in The Hunger, which was a TV series, he was in like 20 episodes. I never heard of it, but it had at least 20 episodes, so I thought it was worth note.
Okay.
He was in Zoolander and The Prestige. I don't remember him in The Prestige, and I liked that movie, but I guess I need to rewatch it. But he was in it.
Okay.
Jennifer Connelly has 49 acting credits, which I expected her to have more, because she's been acting for a while.
Right.
Labyrinth is her 5th credit. I didn't know anything she'd been in before it. And since she was in Requiem for a Dream, which is amazing, you should watch it. A Beautiful Mind, which is also good. Where I don't know if she met her husband, but her husband's in that too. She's married to Paul Bettany. Okay, he was in he was in A Knight's Tale.
Oh.
He played Chaucer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do know who that is.
He's in A Beautiful Mind too. So I wonder, like, what was going on there. She was in Blood Diamond, and she was in Spider-Man Homecoming. So.
And she has a new movie coming out.
Yeah, she has a couple movies that are in, like, post-production, so they should be coming out soon. What is the movie coming out now?
It's the one about, I think, the firemen that went in and got trapped. I don't remember the name of it. It's on IMDb.
Gotten trapped where?
Fighting fires.
What? You mean it wasn't like some
You know that crew? No, the crew that died fighting fires. Only the brave.
This movie was released in 1986, and some highlights of that year. It was a breakthrough in the U.S.-USSR arms talks between Reagan and Gorbachev. Gorbachev?
I don't know.
So basically it was the end of the Cold War.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. The Soviet nuclear reactor at Chernobyl explodes on April 26th, causing release of radioactive material across much of Europe.
Yeah. Still can't go to Chernobyl.
It's interesting.
Not without gear.
The Challenger, the Space Shuttle Challenger, disintegrates 73 seconds after launching, killing all 7 astronauts on board. The stage musical Phantom of the Opera debuts in London. Mike Tyson becomes the youngest heavyweight champion in history. The experimental aircraft Bruton Voyager makes the first continuous non-stop flight around the world without refueling, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
The famous studio Ghibli releases its first animated film during this year. Oprah Winfrey Show debuts. Smoking is banned on all public transport, including trains, planes, buses, and coaches in the U.S. IBM unveils the PC Convertible, the first laptop computer. Internet Mail Access Protocol defined for email transfer. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like email was invented.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going with. Don't correct me, I don't care. Human Genome Project launched with the objective to understand the human genome and therefore provide continuing progress of medicine, and it was announced in 2000 to be completed by Bill Clinton and Tony Blair.
Oh.
The highest grossing films of this year were Top Gun, Crocodile Dundee, and Platoon, which won the Oscar the next year.
I watched a lot of Crocodile Dundee when
You
I was
know,
a kid.
I've seen it, but I don't remember much about it.
I mean, I remember him being in the city.
The
Being out of place.
The Oscar winner of this year was Out of Africa, which I don't know if you've seen it.
Is that the one with Eddie Murphy? No? Yes? No?
No.
Is this another proactive moment? Damn it!
No, what is Coming to America?
Oh,
is the movie.
shit.
Isn't that the one where he gets a job at McDonald's?
Well, it's
Fucking lie.
McDougal's or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, Out of Africa is Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep and Robert Redford. And she's like, she gets married, her husband brings her to Africa. They're like Danish, I think, or Dutch or something, I don't know. And
Something really white.
yeah, something white and European.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of, I think, a marriage of convenience.
Oh, okay.
And then she falls in love with Robert Redford, and
Yeah.
you should watch it.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, obviously I should.
Meryl
since
Streep
I
just
fucking
like,
thought
she
it
hits
was
me in
Coming
the
to
feels
America.
every time. Do what?
Nothing. My proactive Prozac. Fuck.
Some trivia on 1986. No, just kidding. Some trivia on Labyrinth.
Okay.
Not 1986.
Okay.
Various things that Jareth does with the crystal balls. This is in my notes because I was like, ooh, he is like throwing that ball around like crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Very
that's a
good at
skill.
fondling some balls.
Right. Some expertise.
They have some weird name, don't they? It starts with a K or some shit.
The
Magic
balls?
Yeah.
I thought you just called them crystals.
Crystal balls. That's a
No,
C.
no. I mean, in real life, they were out in the 90s, and they looked really cool. But it was just, I don't remember how they worked, but it wasn't magic.
Or was it?
I don't know. I never had any.
The various things that Jareth does with the crystal balls, rolling them around in his arms and hands and so forth, are not camera tricks or any other kind of special effect. They're actually done by choreographer Michael Motion. Mochkin?
He's a choreographer. Let's go with Motion.
Sure, Motion, who is an accomplished juggler. Motion was actually crouched behind Bowie with his arms replacing Bowie's. Unlike a typical Muppet performance, however, he had no video screen to view his performance. In other words, his manipulations were performed completely blind.
Hence the billowy sleeves.
I wonder if he ever hit him in the face with a ball, though. He's doing it blind, behind him. Like, did Bowie get balls to the face?
He may have.
Questions need answers.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bowie passed away last year, so we're probably not going to get those answers.
Alright, the full costume for Huggle was lost for some time. It turns out it was lost on an airplane and later bought from the airline by the Unclaimed Baggage Center, a store in Scottsboro, Alabama, and is now on display in their museum. It's interesting. Over 100 pairs of latex hands were made for the helping hand scene.
Which is a creepy scene.
It is.
And creative.
Yeah,
it's very
neat,
creative.
It's
but
neat.
It's weird.
It's probably the creepiest scene in the movie. You're just like, oh, I don't want to be in there.
But they're there to help.
Yeah.
Lend a helping hand.
Are they?
Are they? Various music superstars were in the running to play Jareth. Michael Jackson was strongly considered. Prince and Mick Jagger were thought to Jim Henson.
I could see Prince. Can't see Mick Jagger.
Jim Henson preferred Sting until his kids convinced him that David Bowie, who had reached his peak of mainstream popularity in 1983 with the Let's Dance album, would be best suited to it. Bowie was keen to make a children's movie. He liked the concept and found the script amusing and more interest to him than many other contemporary special effects movies. Oh, this was the final feature directed by Jim Henson. I did read that, and then I copied it, and I pasted it. The baby who plays Toby is Toby Froud, son of Brian Froud. We know this. David Bowie did the voice gurgling for the baby in the song Magic Dance, because the baby wasn't... They had a baby, I think, in studio, and it wasn't doing what he wanted it to do.
Okay.
So it's just like, no, I got the baby noises. No need.
I got this.
Hoggle is voiced by Brian Henson, Jim Henson's son. I thought that was interesting. So, let's get this party started. Let's talk movie.
We open on Sarah, that's Jennifer Connelly, practicing lines. The clock starts going off in the background. You realize it's 7 o'clock. Oh shit, she's late. She's supposed to be babysitting her brother.
She's late. She's late for a very important date.
Yeah, she gets
she
back.
is so pretty.
She's very pretty.
She's so pretty.
She's very pretty. She gets back home. Her stepmom's pissed because she's an hour late. They only go out every weekend. They only ask her to babysit when she's got nothing else to do.
And it's not fair.
She was just out in a park in full costume.
Yeah.
Running lines.
She had blue jeans on underneath.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, right?
I mean, maybe she's full
Did you see her room?
Right.
She's a method
And her
actor.
dog is named Merlin, and her bear is named Lancelot. Like, this girl is dramatic.
Right, maybe
She's in deep.
She's
Extra.
She's extra. She's angsty.
Nothing's fair.
Nothing's fair.
Nothing is fair.
Her whole life
She
is
was an
awful.
hour late.
She was
An hour late. If my kid was an hour, well, I mean, my kid's 7 and 4, so if they were an hour late, the cops would have been called. But, like, imagine, an hour late, are you kidding?
So we're guessing she's, what, 16, 15?
15 is
Yeah, I don't
what
think she can drive. I think she's close.
Google was saying was 15.
Oh, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would have been in so much trouble if I came home an hour late.
Oh, yeah. And her stepmom is 80s to the max.
Yes.
Those sleeves on that outfit,
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I bet her shoulders are padded.
I hope they're padded, because if not...
It was a bubble blouse.
Oh my god, yeah, I just had to, that was in my notes. She is 80s as fuck.
As fuck.
Bitchin'. Sorry.
Jennifer Connelly's clothes reminded me of today's clothes for,
Yeah.
like, the shoes, like, Those are trendy for some people.
Mm-hmm.
The skinny jeans, the tunic length shirts again. It's all come back around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff that I
She looks good.
dig.
And she didn't have big hair either.
No, she did in the ball gown.
In the ball
scene.
gown.
Otherwise,
But
she
not
looked
for an
pretty
80s
standard.
movie. She didn't have big hair.
No, it's sleek.
Yes, very nice. She's real huffy with the baby. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
that
baby's
poor
not doing
baby.
shit to you.
It bothered
That
me.
poor baby
Yeah.
is crying.
Yes,
A
and he's
large portion
cute.
of the movie he's crying, and I'm just like, would you just pick that baby up and like check his diaper, see if he's hungry?
He's in that sweet spot where like he's big enough to like you can kind of gauge if he's hungry, if he's dirty. You know what I mean? Like he's
Right.
big enough you can really kind of look at his face and kind of see what's going on.
And big
But
enough
he's
to
not-
snuggle into you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he's not like at that place where he actually knows words yet, and he's talking back
and he's
to
probably
you,
not traveling very far and getting
being
into a lot
an
of
asshole.
And how the heck did he get that bear down?
It was probably her stepmother was like, "Oh, she doesn't need this fucking
shit.
bear."
Right. It's
Yeah.
a teddy bear. She's too big
Teddy
for
bear.
that.
She's 15.
I did get the impression when she was like, you need to be going out on dates. You know, like, I would like it if you had a date. Like, she did think that she was too immature. Like, that
Yeah.
did come across like
Yeah,
that.
she was
I don't know,
like,
she
"Girls
seemed-
your age should be going out."
Yeah.
She seemed right in that sweet spot of fucking drama. Everything is horrible. Like, she's where she needs to be.
Yes.
Right? She's
Yes.
teen-aged
Bullshit.
bullshit.
Yep, been there.
Me too.
Let's see. So,
I skipped right over it.
Of course.
So then she accidentally calls on the goblins to save her from the baby
yes.
and the Goblin King. Goblins sound dumb as fuck.
Yeah, they're like, hee hee hee.
I
Actually,
know.
they sound like me. Kind of.
You know
You
that?
know, yeah. It's actually hee hee hee. When I think something's really stupid, but it's funny.
Why not both? It can be
Why
both.
not both? Most of the time, my life is both. Goblins are everywhere.
Right?
They're fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And they're quick too. Because
They're
like as soon as she turns
Quick,
around,
they're like, oh, haha, you thought. And then fucking the owl is at the window trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's not an owl, it's David Bowie.
Which that owl was in the first scene.
Yes.
Yes.
Watching her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which, BT dubs, I was multitasking while we were watching this. I was like Googling certain things because I was like, how old is she? And this article popped up on, I think the website was The Slash or something. And they're like, the Labyrinth is an allegory for date rape and David Bowie. That's what it said. Fuck, eat my balls. Eat my
say
balls.
anything.
You didn't have any.
Eat
you
my
said.
balls. Fuck you both. How about that?
That's going to be our preview.
Great.
Eat my balls. Eat my balls. Fuck you both.
Cash me outside. What up? But it was an allegory for, I can't say that word. How is it supposed to be said, Sarah? You're killing-
Allegory. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't give a shit. That it was an allegory for date rape, and that Bowie, like, the whole thing is taking the child away, is taking her innocence, he's watching over her, I do everything for you, and he's totally fucked up her life, and then she takes it back, and I was like, you know what, you're kind of ruining my childhood.
Right, and you're reading too much into it.
Right. I mean, if I look at it from that point of view, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not trying to look at it from there.
It's kind of like if you go online and you read fan theories
Yeah.
about Rick and Morty, and you're like, guys,
I've only watched the first episode of Rick and Morty, and Zach says that it gets better, but I wasn't mad about not getting any of that Mulan nugget sauce, if you know what I'm saying.
okay, I know what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
All right.
I like Rick and Morty, but I get it.
I've only seen the first episode. He told me it gets better. I'm sure he'll force feed some more to me. We'll
Yep.
see.
Okay, so David Bowie enters.
Yep. And his burst of
What's
glitter.
said is said.
What's said
He
is
says
said.
that line, and I was like, you know what? I like that line. I'm going to type it up.
It's like you have 13 hours to solve it before your baby brother becomes one of us forever. And then as he disappears, he's like, what a pity. And obviously, he's like one of us, like a goblin.
One of us.
Yeah.
One of us. Not
Drink
dinner,
the Kool-Aid.
which is,
Aww.
Aww.
Yeah. Anyway, what a pity.
What a pity. I have notes on this. Sarah wants the baby back. I know that the crystal juggling is probably easy, but it looked cool. As we learned, it was a choreographer.
Right.
She refuses his gift and wants the baby back. The crystal becomes a snake, which becomes a scarf, which is a neat trick.
Yeah.
It's just like, ooh, that hair.
David Bowie.
That makeup. That Bowie. The Goblin King throws down a challenge, and Sarah doesn't think so. It doesn't look too hard.
It's easy. I'm smart.
It's what, a Tuesday? I got this.
13 hours. I don't need that much time.
Right. She goes into the labyrinth.
Yes. Hoggle. She meets Hoggle.
Right.
Hogwarts.
Right.
She says yes.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I do wonder
I put
if that was,
I was like, is
inspiration.
I was like, is this where J.K. found her school name?
Mm.
He's spraying the fairies with pest spray. He's counting them as he does it. He gets up to 60 before he
Gives up.
stops counting. And
Maybe that's as high as he counts.
We move to a different scene.
She gets bit by a fairy. I just thought that
She
was
gets bit by a fairy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say it 3 times fast.
Syllables.
Syllables.
They're not nice. They don't
no.
grant wishes.
They're fucking fairies, bro.
That's
They're like pixies. They're
homophobic.
No, they're like pixies in that they seem very sweet and innocent, and you're like, oh yeah, let me walk into this fairyland, and then all of a sudden they've got their razor sharp teeth on you, and you're
Right.
fucking fairy food.
You're dancing your feet off.
You're dancing your feet off. You're fucking literally dancing on bloody stubs. You can't stop. You're trapped. Done.
Done. We meet Hoggle. He shows her into the labyrinth.
Yes.
Hoggle is sassy. He's got some sass. He's
Yeah.
got some Z-snap in him.
Yeah.
Sarah begins her journey. We see glitter. And I only typed that because Sonia kept saying, glitter.
It's glitter everywhere.
I put everything is so sparkly in the Goblin King. Everything is sparkly. And you're like,
just-
man, when you at first look, you're like, everything's so bland and brown. And then there's glitter sparkled everywhere. It's like if you ate, you know how they have those pills, glitter pills? They're supposed to make your poop shine.
No.
Could you imagine saying
They
that to
have-
one of our kids?
Rory, I would be afraid of what Rory would try to do with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they have those. I don't know why I know that. I saw it on the internet somewhere.
Sure.
I saw it.
Not all shit's
Not all shit's smooth. Some of it's shiny.
All right.
Some of it has sparkles.
Sparkles.
I really thought we'd see that little worm more.
And that's really cute.
He was, and I've seen this movie, again, like you, when I was a kid. Like, I couldn't remember a lot of that. Like, the bridge stuff, all of that. But, so I was hoping we'd see the little worm guy again, but we didn't.
He was super cute.
He gives some good advice and some not good advice.
Yes. Sarah begins her journey. We see lots of glitter. Huggle's comment about her privilege makes her think about the labyrinth differently.
Yes.
Which is an allegory for life. Sorry.
I hope you die in a fire.
Did you go in and edit that and change your word while she's sitting here?
It's an allegory for life. When people point out your privilege, maybe you should change the way you look at things.
You should check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah. So she meets the worm. He tells her she's not looking at things the right way. He tells her to walk through the wall. He gives her a hot tip. And after she's gone, he's just like, man, if she continued to go that way, she would have gone straight to the castle.
Yeah.
And we're all just like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have had a movie then.
Right?
just a
Would have had a
30-minute
very
TV
short
special.
movie, yeah.
Just a 30-minute TV special.
Just a PSA.
If you check your privilege, you'll get things done faster.
So the baby's not happy.
Yeah, I was like, Goblin Party. Toby's still crying.
Yeah, I read this, and apparently the baby was not scared by any of the puppets or the animatronics or anything, and they literally just had to wait until he got tired and started crying.
Aww.
So, they filmed the scene, and he was fine, and then they waited for him to cry and got the close-up. So,
Aww.
sweet baby.
He was
Bowie
really
abuses
cute,
him.
baby.
He
Yes.
was.
David Bowie starts singing Magic Dance,
Mm-hmm.
and Toby stops crying.
Mm-hmm.
He's totally amused.
Makes sense.
Yep.
I could've
Dance
used
and
that
jump
when my
for
kids
babe.
were-
I could have used that for her stage.
Just
for
your
sure.
own David Bowie.
Yep.
Right?
Didn't
I
we
mean,
all just
imagine
need our
if he
own?
cleaned, too.
Oh my
my God.
god.
But everything would be sparkly. I'm
That's
alright with
okay.
that.
It'd be
Yeah.
so clean. It'd be so clean.
So fresh and so clean. Sarah starts marking her progress, but the goblins are undoing her work.
Yes.
And when she discovers that, it's not fair.
Yeah, we hear it's not fair a lot.
Yeah.
It really bugs me that she doesn't notice it. Like,
Immediately, because they're really
the
loud.
sound. Yeah, the sound.
I like that you called them goblins, because I was like, oh yeah, the monkeys keep flipping the stones over.
Well, they're in the Goblin Kingdom, so I just
They
assume
are.
that everything's goblin.
Well, I mean, it just, you only really see that one.
Mm-hmm.
When it pops out and it's like, ah.
Right.
And it looked like a monkey. You know, like one of those little dancing monkeys where the change on the whatever. With the
With the hat and the clap. The vest.
think
he's got
of
the clap, yeah.
The
Little
grinder,
face.
organ grinder?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Something like that. But probably it makes more sense that it would be a goblin
Yes.
in the Goblin Kingdom.
In the Goblin Kingdom. She meets the red and the blue dudes.
Yes.
Did they get names? I don't know.
I don't think so.
And she outsmarts them, except
Yes.
she doesn't.
One is always lying and one is always telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, she doesn't not outsmart them.
Well, she doesn't die.
She doesn't die.
So
We
there's
don't
that.
know that was mortal peril.
Right.
Because they're like, instant death awaits through one of us.
Of course, they could have been lying. One of them
One of them.
could have been lying. I don't know. It just it looked like it was going to work out for her, and then it did not. And we meet the hands.
Yeah, but then she gets her helping hands.
Yeah, and
They try to give her a hand up and end up giving her a hand down.
right, hand-me-downs.
Hand-me-downs.
She chooses to go.
Uh,
She chooses to
Descend.
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 Thank you.
Could have just said she chose to go down
Into darkness.
into darkness.
The crystal shows Bowie where she is, and she will have to start all over again. He looks forward to her giving up. Mwahaha.
Yeah, he mentions that she's made it to the oubliette. She never should have made it there. Oubliette is French for the forgetting place.
Ooh.
There's an episode of lore
Mm-hmm.
on an oubliette, and it's interesting.
Oh, Zach told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's
So-
worth a listen.
She offers Huggle a bracelet to help her navigate the labyrinth.
The
What's it
almighty
made out of?
plastic bracelet.
Yeah, and he digs it
Yes.
hard.
Yes.
He's totally into that bracelet.
So
Shiny
he's
things.
like, wait a second. I'm not going to make any promises,
Right.
but if you'll give me that bracelet, I'll take you as far as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been like, I would have walked through the door with that bitch. I would have been like, well,
This
you're
is
on
as
your
far as I
own.
go.
You're on
Deuces.
your own. Have fun.
They enter a very discouraging hallway of false alarms,
Yes.
where they're just like, "No, go back. You've gone too far. This is the wrong way. You're
And
going to die."
Hoggle's just like, shut up. And they're like, come on, man. We're just trying to do our job.
Right.
We haven't said it in ages.
They run into the Goblin King,
Yes.
and he says, I don't remember the exact words, but he asks him what he's doing. He says nothing, and the king says nothing, tra-la-la. And I swear to God I heard it, because I typed it, and I was giggling. I'm like, tra-la-la, tee-hee-hee. That was me.
Troll a little song.
Yeah.
Okay. David Bowie's super pissed. How dare you help... I'm just looking at you. I'm like, how dare you help Sarah Hoggle? He's not amused by Sarah's petulance. She says it's not fair. He tells her she says that an awful lot, and he'd like to know what she has to compare it to, because, again, she's privileged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're 15.
Right.
It's not fair.
I like how Huggle denies that he's helping. He's just like, nope, not me.
No,
Not
I
doing
would
it.
never. I'm definitely taking her back to the beginning.
Right, and Bowie cannot remember his name
No.
for anything.
No.
So
He's
he's
not
one
important.
to talk about privilege.
Right? He can't even remember a subject's name.
He threatens the eternal stench.
Yes. The bog of eternal stench.
As mamas, we're
We know
all
a
too
little
familiar with eternal stench.
bit. We know a little bit about it.
Sarah says the labyrinth is a piece of cake.
On
Yeah.
that bog of eternal stench. I mean, you get one piece on you and you're like
Yep, forever.
smelling it for days.
Unless
Legit.
you have no keen sense of smell.
Yeah.
Unless you're a dad.
Right.
Unless you're
God,
dad.
Yeah. Well, that is the smell. Dad.
That is the smell. Dad and baby butts.
So Sarah says the labyrinth is a piece of cake, and she insults the king. So he ups the ante, sending the cleaners after them both.
Yes, and he takes away some of her time.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't fair. No, it's not. Have your cake,
Right?
bitch.
Let them eat cake. Huggle points out that he is Sarah's best hope,
Yes.
which is a sad, sad day for Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah meets the weird bird head guy.
He tells her that sometimes the way forward is the way back. It's very...
Super helpful. Actually, it is, now that you know
Sometimes.
that she should have gone left instead of right.
Yeah.
Like, she should just go back to the beginning, go the other
She
way.
can't get there. They've changed all her
Oh,
directions.
yeah. And she gives the ring as a contribution. And for a brief moment, he sounded an awful lot like Jar Jar Binks. He did the bird part of
I feel
him.
it.
I was just like waiting
The
for
bird part of him. That's his hat.
Yeah. The bird, yeah, the hat sounded like Jar Jar Binks.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
He doesn't really do anything helpful for her.
No.
Sarah calls Huggle her friend, and they hear roaring. And Huggle hauls ass.
Yeah.
He's just like, nope, I'm done.
He's like, okay, well, you're on your own.
This is where I leave
Thanks, chick.
you. Peace out, home slice.
I'll enjoy this bracelet.
I'll think of you when I look at it.
Finest plastic beads.
Sarah sees a monster being tortured by spike-helmeted Ewok-looking things.
Yeah, I just call them the Goblin Guards.
Oh, that's a lot better than what I called them.
Yeah, Goblin Guards.
They promptly run when it appears they are under attack, when in fact they are only attacking each other.
Well, I mean, she threw a couple rocks in there.
But she threw one, and it kind of like had a domino effect, where they were just like, "What's that?" And
Right,
then he
well,
hits
she
And
the
then
next
she
one.
threw a
She
second
did
one.
Yes.
too. It's a
No,
couple.
I'm sorry, I was typing.
It's a couple.
Doing my best.
Couple of rocks.
He helps the monster. Who is his name? Ludo?
I think so.
I think Luda.
Okay, all right. It wasn't super clear, and I did not look at IMDb.
Pluto. Who knows?
I think it was Luda.
I think it was Ludo.
And we're gonna say it's Ludo. Don't correct us. We don't care. Sarah and Ludo become friends. He seems nice, apparently, even though she said about 10 times now that nothing in here is what it seems.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if you wanted to put a twist in,
You could
Ludo
have.
would have been a good one.
He could have eaten her.
Yes, he could have led her to the Goblin King and then eaten Toby.
Well, I think that was the twist, him being nice.
Yes, that's fair.
It's a double twist.
Double twist. Sorry.
They see the pair of doors with the talking knockers. That's what they're called.
Nice.
Nice. Ludo doesn't know how to get through the labyrinth. He says that. She's just like, oh, hey, you show me. And he's like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he's like, actually, I don't know how to get around here.
So she talks to the knockers, and they have a bit of sass as
They
well.
have a lot of sass, yeah.
The Goblin King names the baby Jared? Is that right?
I thought he
I
said
think
Jareth,
he-
like his
yeah,
own
like
name.
his own name.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
He's like, yes, you will be Jareth.
the best name.
I was
My
like,
name.
as long as you can get back in time, David Bowie wouldn't have made a bad babysitter. Like, he is doling out
Affection.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all about that baby.
yeah, he's like, oh, except for that one time that he, like, threw it up during Magic Dance.
Yeah, it went really high.
He
Yeah.
just, like, walked away and the goblin caught it and gave him back. What up, baby? If you can ignore that part and get back on time, he's solid.
The set in the Glitter Forest looked really cool. Like, the lighting that they had when she's, like, walking through, it's right before she gets the peach. And,
Yes.
like, the lighting is, like, sunsetty, and it's all glittery and very, like, soft light. It just looked really, really good.
More glitter.
More glitter.
She yells for Hoggle to help. He hears her hollering. Jareth shows up again to warn him against helping her.
Mm-hmm.
Gives
So
him
that's before the
peach.
forest scene, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're, like, starting to get
Simultaneously.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before, right when he gives her the peach. Huggle and the King talk about how Sarah's definitely going back to the start. It's totally Huggle's plan. He's really trying to sell that. He's just like, no. I got this.
He's like, please don't send me to the bog.
I don't want to smell bad.
No.
Forever.
I don't want to be stuck there forever.
Sarah briefly loses Ludo.
Yes.
And the king gives Huggle a peach for Sarah. Huggle worries that it's going to hurt her because
he's concerned, but he's a chicken.
Yeah, he's shitty. I don't really care for Huggle that much. I think they're trying to arc him toward, like,
being
better. He's noble, but no, fuck him.
The fire goblins show up and sing their song. I don't actually remember what they're called, so they're fire goblins.
Oh, I called them the Flamingo Singers.
Okay.
And it's really not great green screen work. Like, it's not. I mean, I know that it's the beginning of the technology or whatnot,
right.
but I was just, like, looking at it, I'm like, no, that's bad.
1986. Come on now, you couldn't even tell there was somebody behind Bowie doing his fucking balls.
Okay, that's excellent. Sleight of hand. I'm talking about green screen.
Look.
Damn it.
Look, it's 1986.
But when we were
you can't
kids.
have it all.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, this
it was
like,
amazing.
It was magic.
Yeah, this is 2017. Everything looks like trash.
Yeah, live in the now. Live in the now.
Sarah starts ripping their heads off and throwing them. And then they're pissed off. And
yeah, they want to take her head since she broke the cardinal
and then they're
rule.
like, well, maybe we'll take your ear. You don't need 2 ears. And Hoggle saves her again.
Yes, she kisses him,
And
which the Goblin King promised would...
He explicitly warned,
yes,
if she kisses you,
I'll turn you into a prince. And I was just like, well, that's kind of sweet. And then he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So they get dropped into, or next to, rather, the Bog of Eternal Stench.
Yes.
It's stinky.
Where they're reunited.
They're reunited.
And it feels so
good.
okay.
It feels so good. Because they didn't
Not for
actually fall
Hoggle.
into the
There's
bog.
a lot of fart noises.
There is a lot.
Like, they are really into the fart noises.
They are. The bog looks like what you find in baby diapers.
Yes.
It's gross.
Yes. Huggle definitely does not care about Sarah and just came for his possessions.
Yeah, he wants his shit.
And Ludo helps, but sits on Huggle.
Ludo kind of looks like the monster from Where the Wild Things Are.
I was
like
going to say
different
that.
color.
I Googled it to make sure that I was...
I didn't Google
like,
it. I was just like,
well, I was like, he looks like him, but I Googled it to make sure I knew what I was talking about.
He's a different color. They're cousins.
Sweet.
There was a couple other puppets that reminded me of the Neverending Story.
Yeah.
As well. That's why
yeah.
They run into the little goblin that has no sense of smell.
Yes. Hoggle tries to throw the peach into the bog.
Mm-hmm.
And Jareth's voice is just like, bitch, you better not be.
I wish you would.
I'm like, do it. Try me.
Right? Well, he's already thrown him
I'm
into
a
the
disembodied body voice. Disembodied voice. I'm doing really well tonight.
Better than
You
being
are.
a disembodied body.
Damn it.
So, the little guy won't let them pass.
Not without his permission.
Yes. So, they fight him a little bit, and then Sarah gets her shit straight, and she's like, wait a minute, what exactly can you do?
Right. What exactly did you promise? What is your vow?
And then they get around it by getting his permission to pass.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that logic
You know
sound.
what? Yeah, you
Stands
asked
to
me.
reason.
Go ahead.
The bridge falls apart.
Yeah?
It's been sturdy for 1,000 years.
A plank of wood.
Exactly.
One plank.
So it falls apart. Sarah starts to fall, and nobody wants her to smell bad forever. So Ludo howls and calls the rocks down to help her cross over. And I'm like, bro, like, we didn't even need to talk to this guy. He was only guarding the bridge.
The bridge was in the way, Sarah.
I reject that theory.
He can call forth fucking rocks.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't matter where the bridge is at. He should be able to move the rocks to call him forth.
Way.
I'm just saying, slight plot hole.
Let's say Ludo's
I mean, then he could have done
the
lots.
brightest.
He could have done many other things.
Yes. Yes.
He could have called forth the rocks when he was being fucking hung up by the goblin guards and saved himself.
But
But
yeah,
then
I'm
he
like,
wouldn't have made a friend in Sarah.
That's true.
too little, too late, Ludo. Damn. The Goblin King evil monologues to the baby.
Yes.
Like, he straight up is just giving his evil plan, and the baby's
He's
just like,
Yeah, he's like,
let's go.
That's a good plan. Oh, I'm going to be turned into a goblin at the end of this?
Hell
Whatever.
yeah.
I'm a baby. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hoggle gives her the peach. It tastes strange.
Hoggle, what have you done?
The drugs kick in. You can see it in her eyes.
Sarah has some kind of drug-induced visions.
Yes. And Bowie juggles some balls and releases them.
Yes. We see full-blown 80s Jennifer Connelly.
Yes, in the bubble in the ballroom.
Yes.
Everyone's dancing. She spies Bowie and is fascinated.
Yeah.
They dance.
Yes, the dress is very 80s, but it looks so good on her.
It does.
Like, it looks so good.
It does. She sees a clock.
Mm-hmm.
And
starts to remember.
Tripping out.
Mm-hmm. And the masks are creepy.
They are creepy.
Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't have felt comfortable there.
Yeah. Hoggle,
memory or no memory.
Hoggle's bummed that he betrayed her. She wakes up in a pile of junk.
Mm-hmm. She meets the junkyard lady.
The junkyard lady who is like, hey, look, here's your bear. You love your bear.
Lancelot. I don't think she gives the name, but the bear's name is Lancelot.
She's led back to her room.
Mm-hmm. She thinks she's woken up.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it was all just a dream. She's like, I'm
the
gonna
door.
see if my dad's home. Opens her bedroom door. The junk lady's like, no!
Go back in there.
She's like, there's nothing good out here.
She's pushy as shit. Like, back off, lady.
She's piling all of her stuff on
What
her.
about this?
She's
What
like,
about
she's
this?
piling all
Don't you
her shit.
remember? Don't you remember? You love this. You love it. No. No, I don't.
She picks up the script that she was reading from before.
And remember, she's like, oh, wait, baby.
Right.
It's only your brother, Sarah. Don't worry.
Lucky that the play has similar themes to what she's actually going through.
Right.
Like, if it had fucking been, like, A Streetcar Named Desire, Toby would be fucking dead, or a goblin.
If it had been the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Like, Toby would just be...
He'd be wearing lingerie and dancing with the Furbies.
That's
They
disturbing.
so looked like Furbies.
Yes. They did. They did.
really did.
I had written down flamingos just because of their color, but Furbies is a much better fit. Sarah, what?
She gets out.
Yeah,
Room
she
falls
rejects
apart.
the distraction. The room starts to fall apart. And then Ludo is there, and they are near the gates to the Goblin City.
Oh, they've made it.
Yay!
Finally.
There's only like 7,000 more things she has to do.
Right?
Sarah tries to make a quiet entrance, but the stupid, like, guard dog is loud as fuck. I'm like, bro.
Sir,
Quintet or...
whatever his name is.
I don't know.
He has a keen sense of smell, and he's very brave, and he
he's
will fight
stupid.
everyone. He is me. Except, like, I can smell, if something smells bad, I'm like, ooh, what is that?
It was a dog riding a dog. Looked
Yeah.
like a dog riding
He's like
a dog.
yippy.
Like,
He was like a chihuahua.
Is this a Pluto Goofy situation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's inequality everywhere. So the door
Check
shuts
your
behind them.
privilege.
Check your privilege. Then the big red-eyed monster shows up and
Yeah.
shit gets real.
Yeah.
He just keeps going, who goes? Who
I know,
goes?
not even who goes there. Just
yeah, it's just
who goes.
Halt, who goes there? What is that from? That's been, like, in my head lately.
I have no
Halt,
idea.
who goes there? I think it's on a video game.
Could be.
Alright, Huggle jumps on top and attacks the goblin behind the control panel.
It's just a giant metal suit.
Yep, blows
Robot.
shit up.
Yeah, he tries to drive it. He's really bad.
He sucks.
Fucks shit up.
Totally could have used that to their advantage.
They could
Yeah.
have.
Oh, yeah.
Storms the
Hoggle-
gates.
Hoggle
Yes.
ruined it.
He sucks.
It explodes.
He's the worst.
He's a bad driver.
He barely escapes with his life. Sarah and company immediately forgive him.
Yes, he's surprised by it. She gives him his stuff back.
And they're just like, not
And
only do
he's
we
like-
forgive you, thank you so much for your help. I'm just like, bro, you just broke even.
Right.
Like, you can go your own way.
He's like, let's go get Jairus. It's fine.
Right.
He's like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, fuck him. So they move onward. The king finds out that she's through the gates, and he is not happy about
No,
it. She
he-
must be stopped.
Demands that the goblins take and hide the baby.
Yes. You know.
And he sends the goblin guards out to them. He's like, you better stop them. He's pissed.
And then Sarah and company come up to the city and it's all empty and they're just like, piece of cake. And I'm just like, well, you stop fucking saying piece of cake. This never ends well.
Yep.
So the troops show up in full force and they cannot play a trumpet to save their lives.
No, they can't.
Sarah and company run and hide and run and hide and run and hide.
And finally, Sarah's like, Ludo, call forth the rocks.
Right, rock and roll, bro. The little squire dog dude jousts and wins. And then he celebrates too soon. His steed abandons him briefly.
Yeah.
Until he threatens not to feed him anymore.
Yeah, at which point he immediately turns around. He's like, oh.
Food, whoa.
Feed me.
Bowie overlooks all of it. The Goblin King, I mean. Jareth. Sarah and company run through the streets, narrowly escaping disaster after disaster. They make it to the door of the castle. Mm-hmm. They only have so much time left. Sarah has to face the king alone, and her friends are here for her if she needs them.
Dun, dun, dun.
So she enters the room of stairs and upside down shit.
She's chasing after Toby, who's
right.
just crawling on these stairs.
Well,
there's no guardrails.
I know.
There's nothing.
Every time.
Baby.
And she's not at all concerned he's going to fall anywhere.
No, she's just like,
trying to get to him. Yeah, just like, you stay there.
Let's
find you.
No, she never actually touches him
mm-hmm.
while they're in the Goblin Kingdom. Like,
at
really? No point does she touch him.
Because she doesn't even get him handed back to her.
Oh, that's cool.
Jareth tells Sarah that everything he's done has been for her. I'm exhausted from living up to your expectations. Mm-hmm. He goes through his thing. He's like, just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave. Except it sounds more like I'm your slave.
Right. What does he ask from her? He wants to control her. Like, isn't that what he says?
Yeah.
I'm just
like, submit to me type.
Yeah, like,
submit to your husband. Submit to your husband. Submit.
I don't like your allegory.
Submit. Fear me.
Fear me. I do.
Love me.
Love me. He offers her everything she wants, and she finally remembers the line that she keeps forgetting from her script.
Yeah.
Which is basically, you have no power over me. I'm like, was that the thing you were tripping up over?
Right. You really couldn't remember that?
I mean,
yeah.
Sarah.
Come on.
Sarah.
Sarah to Sarah. It's not that hard.
Sarah squared.
Sarah squared. The crystal bursts like a bubble because it turns into a bubble.
Jareth turns back into an owl.
The clock strikes and she's back home. The baby is sleeping and so sweet. So sweet. Sleeping babies are the sweetest thing in the world.
They are.
When they're like really sleeping and not shitting
not faking
at the same time.
Yeah. She gives him the teddy bear she was so pissed off about to begin with.
She's realized things are just things.
Yes.
Her dad and stepmom get home. Her dad yells out,
home.
"Are you here?"
Yeah.
He, earlier, when they were getting ready to leave, he was like, yeah, we'll be back around midnight. She's 15. Where else is she going to be?
Right? With the baby.
Like, you're not going to leave the baby. Well, see, and I took that as, like, you're not going to leave the baby alone, you know?
Right, exactly.
No matter how pissy you
and you're
are,
not
she
going to
knows.
take the baby out if you're 14. You're not taking a baby anywhere. You better not be taking a baby anywhere at 14.
You can't drive.
I mean, she could have walked somewhere, but still, it's
babies
like
are heavy.
I mean, it was just the 80s. They had strollers, Vickie.
Did you see
Wait,
a stroller
they invented the wheel then?
I don't know. I mean, the 80s is before my time, guys. I don't know anything about that.
So Sarah sees Ludo in the mirror, and then the stupid squire dog that nobody likes and can't smell, and then Huggle, and then she turns around, and everybody's there. And Sarah needs therapy, guys.
Yeah.
Sarah needs therapy.
They have a goblin party.
Right.
In her room.
And the owl is outside.
Watching, and then he flies off.
watching.
Flies off to fucking steal somebody else's baby.
And credits roll.
Credits roll.
So, what were your likes and dislikes of this film, guys?
I would have liked it a lot more if I hadn't opened up that stupid fucking article.
About the allegory?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it
ruined the way you looked at it?
Yeah, it completely colored things differently. And I was like, you get your date right, Peach.
I think you get out of things what you put into them. And things like, yes, there is symbolism and things, but there's like that concept of death of the author, and so like even if the person that wrote it intended it to be interpreted that way, like once it's written and it's out there for you to interpret,
right?
Like what you take from it has nothing to do with what the author intended.
Right. No, your perception of the situation is your reality of it, and regardless of if it's the true reality of the situation, it's how you see it, it's how you're perceiving it, it's how you're reacting to it.
I'm glad I saw this as a kid.
Me too.
Because it had a lot of magic for me as a kid. As an adult, a lot of that magic is gone.
Oh.
But, I mean...
Well, David Bowie died and he took the magic with him.
Well, Jim Henson and, like, the puppets and the animatronics, like, it's really cool. The practical effects in this movie are really good. I would say that the weakest parts of the movie are when they try to do computer-generated shit.
Yes.
Like, that's when, like, the green screen and things like that are when it was...
Like, stick with what you know.
Exactly.
But I feel like it's 1986 and stuff like that is forgivable.
Well, and you got to think of who else is. It is Lucas as well, isn't it?
Yes.
And he's come from Star Wars, and he really wants to do bigger stuff, more things. You know, big
push the envelope.
Boom. You know, and so that's hard.
Yeah.
The whole reason he didn't make the next 3 movies was because of technology and the way it was.
So. Who's the MVP?
Bowie.
I mean, Bowie is
Jennifer
amazing.
Connelly
but Jennifer Connelly does a really good job in this movie. I think we can all agree that Huggle sucks.
Yeah. I mean, that baby, though.
Oh, yeah. The baby was really good. It was so sweet. Yeah, I mean, I think Bowie is a good answer.
I was sad when Bowie died.
I enjoyed watching his scenes back in the movie. I enjoyed watching Sarah with the other characters more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they both carried the movie. Like, they both did really well.
Well, Bowie definitely carried the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of the movie.
Although, I wouldn't consider the soundtrack to be the strength of the movie.
Well,
that's just me.
Not. I mean, it's stronger than the green screens.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. So, what's the verdict?
I mean...
I think you should see this when you're younger.
When you're a kid, yeah. I feel like...
Like, my kids will watch this.
Yeah.
What's hard is this is not what kids' movies are today, though.
No, not at all. But Serenity really likes stuff like this. It's verging on creepy. Like, it could... I think it might scare Rory.
My kids wouldn't watch this.
Serenity would watch it, and she would have watched it when she was Rory's age. It's not Rory's age, it's Rory's temperament that
Sage
wouldn't be able to handle this.
I don't know that Sage should watch this. Probably, maybe I might try it when he's around 8, but right now he's 5 and stuff. He's really into like Teen Titans and cartoons, and if it's got real people in it, it doesn't matter if everything is Muppets and whatever. He's like, no, there are real people in this movie. I don't want
it's like watching Grown Ups.
I don't want to watch this. This is boring.
Yeah.
Doesn't have enough bright colors. Doesn't matter that
There's
everything's covered in glitter. Yeah.
Yes, lots. So, verdict is see it, but see it when you're younger. Show it to your kids.
Show it to your kids.
Maybe you might want to see it first, see when your kid would be ready for it, but definitely show it to your kids.
It's a kid movie.
As always, contact us on social media. Like us, give us 5 stars. We are 5 stars or bust.
5 stars or bust.
Vickie threw that down, and that's what we're going with. Email us at dramamamas.podcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook, The Drama Mamas Podcast. Thank you for listening, and as always, remember to save the drama
for these mamas. Next week on The Drama Mamas, let me tell you something, random internet person. GIF is peanut butter.
Right?
GIF is an animated fucking graphic.
Right, we are choosy moms. And we choose GIF.
Moms choose GIF.
No, choosy moms choose GIF.
Oh, please don't sue us.